Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have this neutral combination of a smoky eye and a cut crease, making it nice and diffused. It's a pretty simple look, so if you want to see how I did it, just keep watching. Okay, so trying something new with the voiceover being, well, not a voiceover. Pretty exciting stuff. But alright, so what I'm going to start off doing is I have this cream eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to take the white shade and I'm going to put that on my lids as a base for a white shadow that I'm going to put on top of it. That will just help the white shadow show up a lot better, and it's essentially doing the same thing as priming your eyes, but just helping the color stand out more. Especially with white, it's usually helpful to have a base, otherwise it kind of just dusts on, doesn't do a whole lot. So here we go, just jumping right in. And I'm going to take that basically from the lash line all the way to the crease. Might feel like a lot, but trust me, it's gonna look cool. Ends up being kind of like a half moon on your face, or on your face, on your eyelid. And then I'm just gonna also bring that into the inner corner. I want this to be a rather eye-opening kind of look. So having that nice bright inner corner will assist with that. Another product that you can use if you don't have cream eyeshadow is a white eyeliner pencil. So, as I said, next step, I'm going to pat down this white. It's a little sparkly, but certainly doesn't need to be. I'm just grabbing my BH Cosmetics Party Girl After Hours. Woohoo! I always find the names of palettes pretty entertaining. Like, I mean, props to whoever has to name them, because they have to make them, like, interesting. But I always think it sounds funny. So basically, just patting this white powder all over the cream product that we just laid down. This will not only make it stand out, but it's going to set that cream product so it doesn't move all over our lids. So next, I'm going to be taking a very neutral, pretty light brown. The one I'm using is going to be from my Naked palette by Urban Decay. Any light brown that you like as a transition shade will do. This is just one of my favorites for myself. And I'm using the shade Naked from the Naked palette. And that is going to go right up in the crease and a little bit above. It's alright if it gets on that white product. That is not an issue. We're not doing a really hard cut crease right now. We're just going to do this nice, soft, diffused one. So it does not have to be super defined. That is alright. And since I'm already in my Naked palette, I'm going to stay there and then use the color Buck. It is a reddish brown color. On my skin tone, it is a medium tone. So I started out with Naked right here, and now I'm going to move to Buck. Again, you do not need to have the products that I have. I am just showing and saying names so that if you do have it and want to be really similar to what I have done, then you can find it in your own palette. And this color I'm also putting in the crease, but as you can see, I'm using a angled brush. It's kind of fluffy though, so it's not extremely defined, but it will keep it in a smaller section than that big fluffy brush I was using earlier. But what I'm going to do is then take that fluffy brush again and blend out that line, mostly just on the top. Like I said, we're not doing a hard cut crease, but I still kind of want that effect. I'm going back to my Party Girl palette, and I'm going to take the darkest brown. I use it a lot, so you can see I have majorly hit pan, but it's just a very dark chocolatey brown. And I'm going to deepen that crease even more. Same somewhat fluffy angled brush. And then I'm going to just blend that out with that same fluffy brush that I started with. Nothing too difficult there. Nice and simple. And you could leave it there if you so desired, and it would look wonderful. But what I'm going to do is then take a matte black shadow. I will be staying in my Party Girl palette and just using the black that's right next to that chocolatey brown. These don't have names, just in case you were wondering. That's why I'm not saying a name for these. And then I'm going to use that same brush, keeping with the nice simple theme here, but I'm going to just be very light-handed in the crease now and try and keep it a little bit lower than our last few shades. If it intimidates you to use a big brush like that, that is okay. You can definitely use a smaller angled brush, or like a small pencil brush. That would be good too. I'm just a little bit lazy, and I like to use the same brush for a lot of things. And also using a fluffy one does help keep it more diffused instead of having such a harsh cut crease. But it's up to you. What are you feeling today? And I'm actually just going to tug some of those colors down on the edge here, just because I will be taking those colors underneath my lash line. And I like the way that it looks when it's just a little bit tugged in. You don't have to do that. You can leave it the way that it is, and have more of an actual cut crease. But I'm just going to take it in a hair. I'm using that chocolatey brown. And it just makes a V in the outer corner. And then, as always, just going to blend that a little bit. And I'm actually going to stop there. I'm just going to use that one shade there. We're going to go back into the Naked palette and go back into the shade Naked. So we're just going to do the exact same thing that we were doing on the crease, but we're going to take it on the lower lash line now. So it will still be that nice gradient. And then when it meets up with the white that you placed in the inner corner, just feather it real carefully. That was great grammar. Really, really good grammar. And I tend to like my lower lash line to be kind of ridiculously smoked out, and that's not everyone's cup of tea, and that is okay. So do not feel that you need to smoke it out as much as I do. So the next, back into the color Buck, that reddish brown. Taking it just a little bit closer to the lash line than I did with the color Naked. And then I'm going to smudge that out with, again, that big fluffy brush. Then going in with that chocolatey brown. Gonna try and keep this quite close to the lash line. I'm going to take the color Virgin from the Naked palette. It's just a very, very light, slightly shimmery, peachy, beige color. It's very similar to my skin tone. So if you're following along, you might want to pick a color that's close to your skin tone. There's another YouTuber, she goes by Emma Pickles. She uses the phrase nothing shade, and I really like that. It's a little bit nicer than saying skin color, because let's be real, there's a lot of skin colors and they're all beautiful. So I like to call it a nothing shade as well. So thank you, Emma Pickles, for teaching me that phrase. Alright, so then just blending that out a bit more. And I'm liking how that looks. It looks like my lightest brown got a little bit taken away with all that blending. So I'm just going to go back in and add a little bit more. So this is the white Wet n Wild kohl pencil that I was talking about earlier, that I have used this for my cream base before, and it works really well. This was also a Walmart find. Any white kohl pencil will work really well for it. So I'm going to take this into the waterline, again, because we're trying to have a bit of an open eye look. If you want to make your eyes look a little bit bigger, this is a pretty easy way to do that. And then you can just connect that to the cream product and that white eyeshadow that we laid down in our inner corner. And there we go. I think what I'm going to do today is just a very thin line along the lash line on the lid. And for this eyeliner, I'm just using just an Ulta dual-ended eyeliner pencil, also kohl, I believe, and one side's black, one side's brown. And I always find it really hard to talk when I'm doing eyeliner, so see how this goes. And like I said, I'm trying to keep it as close to the lash line as possible. And then I just picked up a new mascara recently. It is from the brand Marcel. It is a Canadian brand. I'm not sure if they sell elsewhere, but I'm liking it so far. It's just their ultimate volume mascara. Comes in a little baby tube like this. Most of their mascaras say that they're like a volumizer kind of thing, but I'm liking it so far. It's pretty good. I like the formula. It doesn't get too clumpy. For those of you who are in Canada, I just picked this up from Shoppers Drug Mart, so you know. So I typically just do 1 or 2 coats, top and bottom, and call that good. Alright, so here is the finished look, how I have decided to go with it today. For my lips, I'm using my Stila Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the color Patina. And yeah, I really like this one. I think it's a nice, neutral, nothing too intense, but still got a little bit of a oomph to it. So I really like pairing that when I want to be sophisticated, but it's just a nice color. I'll leave it at that. One way that you can kind of pump up this look a little bit more would be adding winged eyeliner, and then I think it would look really nice with a dark burgundy lip. The color I have in my kit would be Creature by ColourPop. It's just this beautiful, beautiful burgundy, very brown red. I love it. It looks really good with this kind of look as well. This is the finished look, so I hope that you enjoy it. I've got a couple questions for you. One, how did you like the live speaking? Did that work well, or was I too rambly? Give me your thoughts below in the comments. And then question number 2, what do you want to see me put on my face? What kind of looks do you want to learn about or see me try and do myself? Give me some feedback, give me some suggestions, and that would be awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you have a lovely morning, day, evening, wherever you are in your day. We'll see you next time.